I'm good. I'm making it.
Fool everybody.
You go back to your shot here. Just
third regular session of the Lincoln Parish School Board. I would ask us all to rise, and I'm going to ask Mr. Joe Mitchell to lead us in prayer, and Dr. Danielle Williams to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this day, and we thank you for the blessings you've awarded us. And we're so fortunate here in Lincoln Parish to have your guidance. And we just thank you so much for that. We just pray that you'll be with our staff and administrators, teachers, and especially the students as they go through this summer, that they may be excited by coming back to school in the fall and moving on. Thank you for all the blessings we have. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Salute the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Proceeding on, we'll start off with, first thing we want to do is to adopt our agenda. So hopefully y'all have had a chance to review the agenda that we sent out late last week.
I'll make the motion. Having reviewed the agenda and hearing nothing from the public, I move that we adopt the agenda as printed.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Joe. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. I would also point to you the minutes from our last session of May 6th, 2025. Hopefully you had a chance to peruse those. I'll take a motion to approve those if anyone would be so kind.
So moved.
So moved. Thank you very much. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Debbie Abram. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Thank you, sir. Number 5 is Mr. Brandon Sutherland. If you would be so kind to recognize our state champs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we are recognizing the esports state champions at Ruston High School. So esports, you might wonder what exactly that is. That is competitive video gaming. So that is something that is newer within the state and within Ruston High. This is the first team that Ruston High has ever had in esports. LHSAA has recognized us for the past few years, and Ruston High got in the ball game this year and became a state champion. They won it all, and so there's a few games that they play. This team was a state champion in Smash Brothers. Is that right? Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, and so on the Nintendo Switch. So it's really neat. I'm really excited for them to be the first team Ruston High's ever had and to go on and win a state champion. They were also semifinalists in Mario Kart, and so a lot of things to be excited for in the future for this group. So we have their team sponsor here, Miss Victoria Axton, and so yep, there she is right there. And so I'm going to recognize the players and give them a little plaque here. We have Mr. Connor Martin. There we go. Have Victor Espinoza. Y'all stand up here with me. I don't think Jacob Thomas is here.
He'll come. He's
Okay.
coming.
Is it Jacob Thomas? And then Mr. Carl Wesley. So give them a round of applause. Really, really neat stuff. We're excited for them and happy that they're from Ruston High. Have such great skill set. So, open it up to the board for any comments.
Sure. First of all, we'd love to hear from you. Yes, you. So tell us about what you did besides play.
I don't play
Did you
video
teach
games.
them?
I have a son he's going in 5th grade. He loves video games, so obviously I'm aware of it. However, I saw a need, and I saw a group of kids that needed somewhere to be, and I've always been my entire teaching career. Those are the kids that I gravitate towards, the ones that maybe don't play football, maybe don't play baseball. They don't do any of that, but they do have a skill set. And honestly, I know there's money in it. If you can play video games, you can work computers. If you can work computers, then you can have a job. And it's not just about this year, it's in their future. Jacob.
Sorry, Lee.
Jacob actually does esports for Louisiana Tech. Well, he will in this fall. And like, if it weren't for him, though, we wouldn't have been able to do any of it because he really helped me a ton. And so I'm forever indebted to his participation because it was a lot. We had some struggles, which I don't know where Seth is, but yes, we had struggles with internet and really relied heavily on Louisiana Tech to help us. And it was just really good. I'm very, very proud of them.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, do y'all would like to introduce any family members or people that you have with us? We would love to hear any guests you might have.
I sadly was barely here.
You're here.
I wasn't able to bring.
You're here. You came for the hardware. Thank you.
I did.
But these kids do have a couple people.
We'd love to hear that.
Yeah, I've got my dad, Adam Martin. You might know who he is, state trooper for 21 years this year. My grandpa, Greg Franklin, who was a sheriff for many years and now works at the marshal's office.
Thank you very much.
I have my father up here and my sister. Really not nothing else to say.
But I'm really proud of them.
As you should. As you should. Hey, board members.
I'd like to say this is amazing because it says to me that Lincoln Parish provides for every child. I mean, if you may not be sports inclined, you may not be academically doing, chess or something along that, but you met the needs of these kids. We're so proud of you.
They're doing really good. And this isn't the whole team. This is just the ones that won. We have roughly about 10 kids on the team that played something else. And then this year, I have or this coming up year, I have about 15 to 20 that are signed up. And so that's going to really open the door to be able to play more games. There are 6 total, 3 in the fall and 3 in the spring. So that's going to be really good, really helpful.
Good deal.
Awesome.
Anybody else? Well, congratulations. We're so proud of you.
Thank you.
Go Bearcats. Mr. Durrett.
So, Randy Brown stepped down as principal at Ruston Elementary earlier this spring. So we opened that up for a new principal, went through interviews, and we are here tonight. She's kind of already started. We did interviews several weeks ago, but Ms. Stephanie Griffin will be our new principal at Ruston Elementary. He's been in the district since the first time with children, coordinating teacher, and has done a great job. And think she'll do a great job for us over at Ruston Elementary.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity to lead a very established school and continue its on the path to excellence in academics and, again, other opportunities as well beyond academics. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
You have family members with you?
I had to bring my husband with me. He's never been here before, so I said, come on, let's go see the school board office. And so I did.
Good team job.
Yeah, it's a team job. We're in this together. So yes, but thank you. But again, my children have gone all the way through Lincoln Parish schools, and I do believe in Lincoln Parish public schools. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for all you do.
Appreciate it, sir.
We know you love those kids. Okay, any other unfinished business before this board we need to address? Hearing none, we'll move on to new business. The first item under new business is to approve Lincoln Parish Sales and Use Tax Commission proposed 2025-2026 budget. Juanita Duke and Denise Cruz. You got it?
I got it. All right, thank you. We do have, the commissioner, Denise Briggs here, with the Sales Tax and Use Tax Commission. At their May 20th commission meeting, they did approve the budget for the commission. The commission actually collects sales taxes for both the Lincoln and Union Parish governments. And their total cost, estimated cost for the 25-26 fiscal year will be $437,116, which is an approximate decrease of, it's less than 1%, about 0.3% decrease in cost compared to the prior year. Of that total, the total cost that's actually attributed to Lincoln Parish, the Lincoln Parish collections is about $237,116. This is a decrease of about 6.5% over the previous year's budget, mainly due to increases in the cost, the contributions that are paid by Union Parish towards the total cost of operations. So it's estimated that the school board share of the operating costs of that $237,000 is going to be about 43.7%. That's an expense of about $103,645. That would be actually used to help aid her office in collecting the 5 1/2 cent sales taxes that we actually have in place here in Lincoln Parish. So that is that's the recommendation the budget reflects. The total cost of operations and the percentage that the school board would actually pay, actually all of the governmental bodies would actually contribute to the cost of operations. And so we do recommend the approval of the 25-26 commission budget as presented.
Okay, thank you for that. Joe and Clark, you were involved in this. Thank you for your help on that.
I'd just like to add that Denise always does a really, really good job of keeping up with things. It's a nightmare keeping up with the legislation alone and all the changes that they're always trying to implement. And but she and her staff do an excellent job, and they work well with the board members. So appreciate her, and this budget is a really good budget.
Thank you very much. Do I have a motion that we approve the proposed budget? Thank you, Mr. Hancock. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Vice President Abram. Do I have any feedback from the audience? Any statement? Any conversation for the board? Hearing none. All in favor say aye. Any approved say no. Thank you very much. Item number 8.2, to consider and take action with respect to adopting a resolution providing for canvassing the returns and declaring the results of the special election that was held in Simsboro School District number 3 of Lincoln Parish on Saturday, May 3rd, to authorize the continuation of the special sales tax. Juanita? Ricky? Who wants to handle that one?
Property tax.
Property tax.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. As you remember back in January, the board called a special election to be held on May 3rd, 2025, for voters to vote on the continuation of the maintenance and operating tax millage in the Central School District number 3. That millage rate is 3.33%. That is the adjusted rate for the millage after the assessment in 2024. And proud to report that the vote was successful and that 106 there were 106 votes for and 42 votes against, passing by 71.6% of the vote. So with that, you have a resolution that must be adopted, and it'll get published in the paper to ratify the vote that was taken on May the 3rd. And at this point, we'd like to request that the board approve the resolution for canceling returns for this election.
Thank you. It is a property tax. If I said sales tax, I apologize. Thank you, Clark, for not guessing I did say sales tax, but apparently, anyway. So before us, do we have a motion that we approve those resorts and adopt the resolution for the property tax? So moved. Thank you very much by Clark Canterbury. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Donna Doss. Any feedback from the audience? Any conversations for the board? All in favor say aye. Any opposed say no. Thank you. Mr. Payton, we're gonna have a request permission to execute substantial completion for the high school, Ruston High School parking lot project.
Yes, sir. Well, as your background indicates, the work on the parking lot is complete, we're finished. And it's time for us to request formal permission from the board to execute substantial completion documents. So my recommendation to the board, if the board grant permission to authorize the superintendent, the staff, and the engineer to execute substantial completion documents for the Ruston High School parking lot.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so we have the proposal to execute the completion for the high school parking lot as indicated by Mr. Payton. Do I have a motion that we approve that?
So moved.
So moved by everybody? We'll say Hunter Smith. Do I have a second? Thank you, Mr. Andrews. Any feedback from the audience? Any conversation from the board? All in favor say aye. Any opposed say no. Thank you. Mr. Edmiston, we're going to request permission to bid for food service generators.
Right, yes, sir. If you look at your background, the parish has received $450,000 from FEMA. This is 2019 tornado mitigation money that we have received for the purchase of 6 generators for the district. This is approximately 75% of the cost of the generators to be installed at 6 cafeterias throughout the district, and this would allow us to, in a power outage and things, to keep our food from spoiling. And I don't have this in the background, but the schools are that we have looked at that meets our budget: Cypress Springs, Ruston Junior High, Ruston High, Glenview, Shooter Elementary, and Simsboro. And a total estimated cost $662,000. Now, this hasn't gone out for bid. I'm asking for permission to take this out to bid to see what it's going to look like.
Thank you. So, Mr. Ricky is asking permission to bid for these generators. Do you have a motion that we approve that request? So moved by Mr. Hancock. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe Mitchum. Any conversation from the audience? Any board members?
Do we have a generator at Iowa's?
We do not. The schools, we do not have, well, we have generators on the offices. Back in the flood of 2016, we had some issues at our schools with our phones not working. So we went in and we have 30 KW generators on all of our offices. But as far as, for the food service, we do not.
So are we looking at doing any type of summer feeding program or anything like that?
I wouldn't know that.
I mean, we may in the future, but like the sites we chose were where we had the biggest storage, that if we needed to move stuff to, we could store the most amount of food there. And then one in Shooter to handle those 2 schools, and one in Simsboro to handle those 2, and then Glenview could handle Dumont.
And the estimated cost for the other 6, we have that. We have an engineering firm that ran all these numbers for us. And the other 6 schools are running at about $614,000. So you're looking at about a $1.2 million investment. But we lose a lot of food in these hurricanes that came through, tornadoes, ice storms. So we need to be able to keep that food where we can use it.
My question was, is there any construction involved as far as we have to build a shed? Like, I don't know what size generator we're talking.
No, it's about a little larger than the ones that we have on the offices. Our construction part will be electrical and gas, and that's the difference in the cost per school. It's what we have to do to run the gas line and the risers and the electrical panels. We'll have to build a concrete pad for it, which is about $1,200. But other than that, that's how that'll work.
The electrical part, panel, that's in-house.
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyone else? Good question. Okay. All in favor of approving that, to let him bid those generators, say aye. Any opposed, say no. Okay, Mr. Young, we're gonna, discuss the 2025 employee job descriptions.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips. Policy GBV states that the superintendent shall maintain a comprehensive and up-to-date set of job descriptions for all positions in the district. These job descriptions shall be kept on file and utilized in conjunction with the performance evaluation plan. And this is a formal notification to the board that those job descriptions have been set are complete. They also comply with Act 311 that was passed last year. Recommendations that the board approves receipt of the job descriptions for all employees for 2025-26.
Thank you very much. Do I have a motion that we approve the employee job descriptions as presented?
So moved.
Thank you, Hunter. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Donna Doss. Any feedback from the guests? Any conversation from the board?
Question about the high dosage tutor. So do we have one on all campuses or?
We
or
don't.
have it 28 hours?
We haven't staffed anything yet. We just essentially need to determine how many students will need that, and then we'll set the number of people that will need those jobs.
Okay.
Anyone else? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say no. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're going to approve the 2025-26 employee schedule or salary schedules and pay rates. Juanita, do you have that?
So you have here in your packets the 25-26 employee salary schedules and pay rates. This includes these salary schedules for all salaried employees that are certified and support. And then also we have pay rates for all hourly and substitute employees included as well. So our practice bring this to the board to, for you to adopt this, before we begin our next fiscal year and start setting our salaries up for the new, school year and fiscal period. These salary schedules, the difference in last year is that we don't have the one-time pay supplements that the state had approved or pay any state pay increases because of legislative session. We're still waiting for the information from that as far as whether or not that'll be allocated and put into pay raises for staff. But if they do approve that and the governor approves it, then those salary schedules will be revised to reflect those increases at this point. So we do have a few changes, just trying to align with some changes or recommendations that were made by Leapfrog in setting up salaries, and those are included in here as well. So we do recommend the approval of the salary schedules that you have for the 25-26 school year and the pay rates for hourly employees.
Okay, so we have the request to approve the employee salary schedules for next year. Do I hear a motion that we approve that?
So moved.
So moved by Debbie Abram. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hancock. Any conversation from the audience? Any conversation from the board? Any questions?
So with number one, with the certified pediatric nurse practitioner, I thought we were contracting. Is that how we're doing that? I guess that was one of the.
No, that is an increment that's being given to current staff employees to obtain that additional certification.
Okay.
Anyone else? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say no. Thank you very much. Okay, to name the official journal for the fiscal year of 2025-2026. Mr. Durrett?
Yes, so every June we do an official journal, as required by statute. And the only newspaper that meets those requirements are the Ruston Daily Leader. So we are recommending that we adopt the Ruston Daily Leader as our official journal. They will post all official proceedings and notices on its website and in their journals as required. So we recommend to adopt the Ruston Daily Leader as our official journal.
Thank you very much. Do I hear a motion that we approve the journal, the Ruston Daily Leader as our
Make
journal?
the motion.
Thank you, sir.
Second.
No, I didn't even ask for a second yet. All right, Mr. Ferguson and Vice President Williams as a second. Any feedback from the audience? You sure? Any comments from the board?
Yes. The Daily Leader does not print propaganda. I just want to say they do a wonderful job of printing the truth.
Anyone else?
Foolish one.
All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say no. Thank you very much. All right, moving on to consider approving the fall annual school allotments. Ricky Duke? Ms. Duke?
All right. We do this every year. Again, these are the fall annual allotments that we actually allocate to all our schools based on their enrollments. Total allocation for the fall is $104,591. This is the second distribution from the 1979 sales tax. These funds are sent directly to the schools for them to spend at the school level. You have the schedule that kind of shows what some of those allocations are for. It just gives the schools a little flexibility and pay for some operating costs that they have throughout the year. And we recommend approval of allocations for this next year.
Thank you very much. Do I hear a motion that we approve the fall annual school allotments? Thank you, Mr. Anders. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Joe Mitchum. Any feedback from our guests? Any conversation among the board? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, we move on to adopt millages for the 2025 tax roll. Ms. Duke?
Yes, again, another act that the board has to do is to set the millages for the annual tax roll, and this will be for the 2025 tax roll. All property that have been assessed as of January 1, 2025. There are no recommended changes in the rates compared to the existing rates, so this is a level adoption of millage rates for the 2025 calendar year. We do recommend the adoption of this. Once approved, this resolution will be submitted to the assessor, Mr. Billy McBride, and he will send it to the legislative order for approval before adding it to the Harris property tax roll.
Thank you very much. Do I have a motion that we will adopt the millages for the 2025 tax roll? Hunter, got the first. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Mr. Mack. This is going to require a roll call vote before we do. Any conversation from our guests? Any feedback from the board? If not, we will do a roll call vote. Miss Mary?
Linda Henderson is absent. Hunter Smith,
Yes.
Otha Anders,
Yes.
George Mack,
Yes.
Debbie Abram,
Yes.
Danny Hancock,
Yes.
Donna Doss,
Yes.
Danielle Williams,
Yes.
David Ferguson,
Yes.
Clark Henberry,
Yes.
Greg Phillips,
Yes.
Joe Mitchell.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We will consider that motion passed. Okay, the next item is to consider adopting a resolution requesting the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development, LOTD, whatever, LDTD,
Yeah.
DOTD. Golly, my brain. Anyway, to accept the Everett Street multi-use path as part of its transportation alternative program. Jody Smith, is not here, Mr. Britt?
Yes, so this is just a resolution. We're working with HGA and the city of Ruston for a grant. If we get the grant, they would pay 90%. We would pay 10% on the east side of the football stadium, to lane that road and put a sidewalk down the side of it. And then once it would be built, the city would maintain it. But by doing this, it would help with safety, getting people off of James Street. In the future, we would hope to close James Street. The city has agreed that if we get that two-way on the other side over there, then we can close James Street during the day to keep traffic off of it as kids go back and forth across there. So this is just a resolution to go with the grant to support that project.
Okay, hopefully you saw in your packet the resolution for the DOTD, that you saw that. Do I have a motion that we adopt this resolution? So moved by Mr. Hancock. Do I have a second? Second by Debbie. Thank you very much. Any conversation from the audience? Any questions from our board members? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Thank you. All right, we have adopt a resolution in appreciation for teachers in Lincoln Parish. Hopefully you had a chance to see that, but I will take just a moment and I would like to read that if I could. This is a resolution in appreciation of the teachers of Lincoln Parish for their dedication and excellence during this past 24-25 school year. Whereas the teachers of Lincoln Parish have once again demonstrated exceptional commitment, resilience, and passion in fulfilling their calling to educate and inspire the students of our community. And whereas throughout the 24-25 school year, our teachers have gone above and beyond to provide high-quality instructions, foster safe and supportive learning environments, and adapt to the unique challenges of each student. And whereas teachers serve not only as educators, but also mentors, encouragers, and role models, equipping students with the knowledge, skills, and values needed for success in school and life. And whereas the achievements and progress of our students are a direct result of the tireless efforts and steadfast dedication of our teachers. And whereas the Lincoln Parish School Board wishes to publicly recognize and commend the outstanding work of all teachers across the parish for the 24-25 school year. Now be it resolved that this Lincoln Parish School Board does hereby express its heartfelt gratitude and deep appreciation to the teachers of Lincoln Parish for their remarkable service, unwavering dedication, and enduring impact on the lives of students and the future of our community. So I would ask that we get a motion that we approve the adoption of this resolution for appreciation of our teachers.
As a former teacher and other teachers around the board, I definitely would like to make this motion approving.
Thank you, Mr. Anders. Would I get a second?
Second.
A second by several others. Donna Dawson, I recognize you, but I did not miss that. Any feedback from our guests? Any conversation for the board? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say none. Okay, we'll move on to our reports. We're going to start off with our Dibbles end of year report. Dr. Williams, Lily Williams Hearn, and Michelle Thrower.
Coming around. Is anyone in the audience? Would anyone in the audience? Anyone else? Okay, good evening. How are you all today?
Wonderful.
Right, great. Okay. Once again, I'm here in front of you to talk about the Devils of the K-3 Literacy Screener, which you have in front of you. It's just a report
And this is given the percent proficient, starting with the beginning of the year, the end of the year, and the data this year is for the state as well as the district. You can see on the first two lines, we have the overall, that's kindergarten through third grade data. For the state at the beginning of the year, their students were scoring at 47% proficient. You can see the district was at 45.7% proficient at the beginning of the year, which was below the state. At the end of the year, overall, the state had a 64.1% proficiency rate, and the district had a 67.3% proficiency rate, which means that we are above the state overall with grades kindergarten through third. And you can see in your column columns to your right, it's a percent of change in proficiency, with the state having an increase of 17.1% of the students being proficient, and the district outpacing the state with 21.6% growth from the beginning of the year to end of the year. Then we'll break down in the follow in the next rows by grade. So you can see for kindergarten for the state, the beginning proficiency rate was 28.4%, with the district following behind them at 24.6%. For end of year, the state proficiency rate had increased to 60.6%, with the kindergarten, the district is 68.6%, which is above the state. You can see the rate of proficiency change. Again, the district is 44% increase, a percent of 44% proficient, whereas the state had 32.2% increase in their proficiency percentage. Okay. When we move on to first grade, you can see the state started beginning of the year with 49.9% proficiency, and the district followed behind with 48.8%, which is 1.1% below the state. For end of year, the state had 68.9% proficiency rate, with the district following 0.7% below the state with 68.2%. However, if you look in the column furthest to the right with the growth, you see that the state had a 19% percentage increase. Well, there was a 19 percentage point increase there, whereas the district, we did, although we're below, for overall, for the beginning of the year, end of the year, our growth, we outgrew the state by 0.4%. For second grade, the state began with a 54.5% proficiency rate. The district was above them with a 56.9% proficiency rate. At the end of year, the state had 65.1% proficiency, and the district is still maintaining still above at 69.3% above. And you can see that the state had a 10.6 percentage growth, and the growth in percentage proficiency, and the district had a 12.4 growth in percent proficiency. And lastly, we have grade 3, with the state starting the beginning of the year with 54% students scoring as proficient, and the district below at 50.4%. And the end of the year, the state had 61.7% proficient, and the district is above the state at 63.3% proficiency, which means that the state grew the percentage of students proficient by 7.7, and the district grew our percent of students proficient by about 12.9%. Any questions?
And I guess this maybe not a question for you, but part of, I'm assuming the people appraisal, notifying parents each time, how are we doing that as far as?
Yes, each time. Each time that the parents are required, we're required by the state to notify the parents of any results. So each time there's a score report that is sent to the parents. So the parents are being notified from the beginning of the year, middle of the year, to the end of the year, that where their students are.
Okay. And those students that are not scoring on or above grade level?
Yes, all reports are going home to the parents.
Okay, are there conferences or any type of additional phone calls or
I can answer.
She handles that. Any student that is below proficient, not on or above, we have to write an individual academic support plan for those students. And part of that academic support plan involves conferencing with parents. Parents sign off on it. We provide ideas, suggestions, resources for parents to do at home, but then we also explain to parents what the interventions are gonna look like at the school level. So. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you for that report. Personnel report, Dr. Lewis.
Dr. Lewis is out tonight, but you got the personnel
Her
report.
seat is empty.
Yeah, she went home sick. I hope she gets better, but just 5 administrative points of references, 1 faculty retirement, 1 staff recommendation, 2 maintenance retirements, and 1 transportation retirement.
Thanks for that. Ms. Duke, are you there? Happy to see you. Okay, make sure. Let's move on to your section with, starting with sales tax receipts, May.
Okay, so we have an increase in our tax collections for May compared to May this time last year, of 11.2%. Overall collections are 99.4% of previous year's collections, an overall increase of right at 8%. The increases that we've been seeing, especially the one that the collections we got in February, was due to large manufacturing equipment purchases. And again, for April and May, that's what we're seeing as well. Some high dollar power equipment that's being purchased by some sales tax vendors here in the parish, and that's attributing to the increase in taxes that we've seen over the last couple of months. So glad to see that happening. Okay, moving on to the financial report for the month of April. The general fund total revenues total to date is about 86.7% of budgeted revenues. Total expenditures to date is 75% of the budgeted expenditures. Again, we are 10 months into the year. And total special revenue funds revenues collected or realized of 87.2%, with total expenditures approximately 75% of the budget as well. Moving on to our health fund report. In our health fund report, we have total contributions for the year of $5.9 million compared to $4.8 million last year. We do have total plan expenses to report for the first 4 months of the plan year of right at $5 million compared to $5.5 million last year. So we do see a reduction in our plan expenses so far. And we have total for the year so far added about $910,000 to our plan net assets. For the month of April, our operating activity we just broke even. We do have a positive addition to our net assets of right at $19,000. So we're pretty level in the month of April. And that is the report for the health fund through April.
Thank you very much. Last item on our agenda is a report from Mr. Payton on the construction.
Okay. First of all, let me give you some direction as to where we're going. Right now, we've got construction going on at 5 different schools. At Ruston High, we're renovating the basketball, girls and boys basketball side of the gym. We're building a new softball complex out here on South Palmerville Street. We're working at the Ruston High baseball field with new grandstands and backstop. We're gonna change up the front entrance, front door security measure at Ruston High School. Gonna get a new roof at Ruston High School. And we're gonna build that big steel building, the multi-purpose pavilion at Ruston High. And at Ruston Junior High, we're gonna finish fencing the perimeter of the campus. Gonna build a 72 space parking lot. Simsburg, we're renovating the gym. Have built a new ag building, 6 classrooms, and working for new seating in the auditorium, Shooting Elementary, 3 classrooms, Shooting High School, a multipurpose steel building. So we got a lot of projects going on. It's a total of 5 schools and 15 individual projects. Okay, Ms. Pender, you've got our pictures. We'll start with Ruston High School. Okay, that's the picture of what's been done so far. It's a softball complex here on South Farmable Street. You go down to where the center road goes up through the middle of the city athletic complex, and the softball field is right below that. So there was an old softball field there, and it's been all demoed except you see some structures there in the background, a backstop. It's all been demoed except that, and the light poles are still there. The city told us they're gonna get those light poles out of there. And at the present, we don't have any present use for those 2 fields that we left back there. The new softball field is all new. A new main building that you see there, the dugout, grandstand, backstop wall, net, everything is new on the softball. Now that what you see there looks like an area has been formed up. The plumbing's been roughed in. That's what I call the main building. It's 176 feet long and 40 feet wide. It includes concessions, restrooms, coach's office, laundry room, locker, dressing room, batting cage, storage, and it's all under one roof, so there won't be any need to build any out buildings anywhere else. Everything they need will be in that one building there. And I talked to the superintendent out there today on the job, and their plans are to pour the slab of that building tomorrow or Friday. And once the slab's poured, they'll go up with the building. It's a cinder block building, and it's gonna be sheeted with metal on the outside to cover the cinder blocks up. Okay. The field, the new field itself, the superintendent told me that there's a company out of Texas that'll be here on June the 16th to put the turf in the field. That is a very intense, complicated procedure, putting that field down. It's more to just going out there and laying some turf down. I'm not going